Okay.
Yeah, this will be like episode 12, season 2. We're about to go into season 3 here pretty soon.
Oh, that's exciting. Nice.
Yeah, but what's
Yeah.
up? Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Purgatory Club. This, like I was just saying, this will be season 2, episode 12 with our friend Amanda, the Millennial Medium. How are you doing today?
I am doing fantastic. How are you doing today?
I'm doing amazing. I'm doing amazing. So I wanted to kind of make this episode like all about you. So, have you done video podcasts before? Like if you were to if you meet somebody out there in the public and you're just like, "Hey, I have a podcast. You want to get to know me? Like you should watch this podcast." Like, do you have one of those out there?
So I have my own podcast that I haven't recorded on in a little bit called Angel Side Chats,
Okay.
and I've been a guest on podcasts, but never video podcasts. So this is my first time doing something in the sense of like a YouTube. I've been in a couple clips as well in a video before, but yeah, mostly like never live. This is my first time doing a live podcast, which is
Oh,
a
really?
really cool experience. Yeah, so I'm really excited about it.
I always find it fun because you never know how people are. Like you just meet people and then you just like you get to have a genuine conversation live, and then whatever comes of that, comes of that. So I find it fun.
It's organic, which I appreciate.
It is,
Yeah.
and I'm like the world's biggest introvert too, by the way. So like this is kind of like therapy for me because I shouldn't be doing stuff like this.
I love that. That's putting you out of your comfort zone. That's sweet.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely doing that. Like I'm not supposed to be doing this whatsoever.
Can I
But
tell you really quick? I understand because I say the same thing. Like, I teach and do workshops, and I was the shyest kid. Like, if I had to go up there with a book report, you
yeah,
couldn't even hear me
that's
talking.
torture.
So
Hmm.
I understand.
Yeah,
hmm
I get it. But let's take it back all the way to the beginning. Like, what did you grow up into this stuff? Did you grow up into like spooky stuff? Like, did you believe in ghosts growing up and things like that?
I did. So my first mediumship experience actually happened when I was 8 years old. So I would say it's more of a psychic experience. So when I was 8 years old, I had a cat that passed away. Her name was Sheba. That was like my soul cat for my childhood. And she passed away during the day. And at night, I heard her meowing from my bedroom. And I told my parents, like, I hear Sheba. And they're like, she passed away. She's not here. And I'm at, 8 years old. I didn't really understand it,
Right.
what I was experiencing and what I was going through. And then the same year, fast forward to summertime, I saw my first apparition in Cape May, New Jersey. So, like, this started at a very young age with the psychic abilities, mediumship. Always was into horror movies, spooky movies, paranormal. I'm actually on a paranormal team as well, Lower Bucks County, Lower
Really?
Bucks Paranormal
I
Society.
did see
Yeah,
that too. Yeah, that's
yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah. So
I
it
was a late
started young.
bloomer. I started like in my 20s, like recently in like the last couple of years. So
Nice. That's
I,
exciting, though.
yeah, it's super weird. I always find it fascinating, like when people tell me that they grew up like. Of course, I grew up liking horror movies, and I thought ghosts were real and things like that. But I found as I grew up, I was like a skeptic. I was just expecting to look behind the curtain and see somebody pulling the strings. You know what I mean? But then I
Yes.
used to be like the biggest skeptic, and that's what made me the biggest believers when I got a chance to look behind the curtain and I saw that it wasn't bullshit. And to this day, it still holds true. Like it's in everything with spirit, with witchcraft, with UFOs and things like that. Everything just keeps proving itself over and over. So I'm like, dang.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It does. And it's interesting too. It's when we're not looking for it, when we least expect it, that's when the proof keeps coming around. I think there's always a healthy amount of skepticism, though, too.
Right.
hmm
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite horror movie growing up?
So, my two favorite movies are Sleepaway Camp
Okay.
and Friday the 13th, the original. So, the 1980s version.
Okay, yeah. That was a good
Yeah.
one. I
Yeah.
haven't seen
Which
Sleepaway Camp.
Oh my gosh, that's one of my favorites. Yeah, it's with Felissa Rose. So basically, these kids go away to a camp, and there is, I won't give away the ending just in case, but there is a mystery killer on the campus. And basically, this person goes after all of the bullies. So the people that are like mean, causing havoc, causing chaos. And yeah, and then Friday the 13th, maybe a little I would say, because I'm from New Jersey and it was filmed right here in Blairstown, so it's definitely like an homage to our state, and I feel like that's just one of my favorite movies too. Kevin Bacon's in it. It's great.
Right. I
Mhm.
think out of those, I would say like it's Friday the 13th, Halloween. What would you say would be the other one, like the top 3 ones that came out of the 80s?
Oh
Maybe
my god.
Freddy, or that was, Nightmare on Elm Street. So I would say maybe for me, those that's like my big 3.
Oh, definitely Halloween too. That used to scare the pants off of me as a kid. As an adult, I can handle it, but as a kid, oh my gosh. But
Yeah,
yeah, I
same.
would definitely say
That's my
Halloween.
favorite out of the lot, and I like the first one because there was, like, no blood in the whole movie, so it really scared you for, like, pure reasons because they didn't have to show blood back then. That's crazy.
Yes, especially that scene when he has the sheet over his head and it's just that movement and that, again, like that blank energy, but it was so terrifying.
Right.
Hmm.
Exactly. Let's talk about the occult for a little bit. What first got you, like, into the occult and, like, magic and your practice with divination and things like that?
Really, at a young age, I was very much into crystals, very much into the tarot cards, and kind of just exploring that energy. And I did not really know that I actually came from second sight, meaning that this was down in my family lineage. So on my father's side, I am of Italian and Turkish descent, and I believe that a lot of that was passed down to me, which I didn't even realize. Again, being a child and being into the crystals, being into the tarot, being amazed by the artwork, really also being amazed as that you could use tarot in so many different facets for divination. It's not just about predicting, it's about emotional healing, and that we can find comfort in, tarot in that regard too. So I feel like it's just the fact of it's so versatile in so many ways.
It is. I've seen that, and I've seen it, like, a lot of my friends use tarot. I don't personally use tarot. I like making myself the medium and just letting just I think it's a trust thing. I feel like I have this bond with, like, whoever I'm reaching out with. It's like
Yeah.
I'm trusting you to, like, not fuck me up, and it's like a vice versa thing. So it's like, I use divination, like, I have a Ouija board and stuff like that, but yeah, never
Nice.
got into tarot, but I've always found it fascinating because it is versatile, and out of between tarot and oracle, I've always gotten a crazier reading from tarot. Like, it's real, like, they put a knife to my neck, while is oracle is
Mhm.
like, they're just kinda just, like, guiding you through, like it's more of, like it seems like an overview.
Yeah, tarot's gonna call you out on your ish.
Yeah,
Definitely. And it's going to kind of, in a sense, mirror and bring out like those shadow pieces of ourself and really kind of guide us in the sense of like turning within and looking within ourselves. So, we can definitely see some of those shadow pieces of ourselves, but I think it's cool because it kind of gives us a hit of, okay, where am I thriving? And then where can I maybe see myself expanding or growing from there?
right. When you
Yeah.
first got into tarot, did you understand it to be like this spiritual thing that is for me when I found spiritualism and divination and just got on this path of like craziness, which is like I see that's how I see my life. There was a time before where I wasn't on this path and now I'm on this path. Like, did you see that? Like, or was it kind of was it the same way for you?
It's interesting because I feel like for me, there was a gap. As a child, there was a lot of connection with spirit, and then I kind of went off on my own path, and having different experiences like we do as people in maybe our young 20s, right? And then I kind of came back to it in the late 20s, early 30s. And I feel like for me, I was more, how I'm going to say, ready to embrace it and really having space in my life to understand how to utilize, how to connect. So I feel like that was more of my experience with it.
Did you grow up religious at all?
So my family raised me Roman Catholic, but something with this age eight. I always feel like eight is such a prominent number. When I was 8 years old, my parents had me in CCD, and I remember telling them I didn't want to go anymore. I said it
Wow.
just didn't feel like me. I felt so sad being there every time I would go every Sunday. And I was very grateful that my parents heard my voice and I stopped going at age 8, but I just never felt aligned with it. I used to always say mass felt very depressing. It
Yeah.
felt kind of morbid sitting there, and I just didn't feel like that was my connection to spirit. And it's interesting because there's so many things that are kind of in alignment. Like when you think about going to the altar and lighting the candle and candle magic, right? There's different pieces that I still embody in my practice, but the overall maybe outlook of that religion wasn't connected to me.
Yeah, I totally get you on that. I also grew
Yeah.
up Catholic,
Mhm.
and even back then, I would say that I had a connection to like Jesus and that whole religion and things like that. And I saw some really crazy things in church, like in Catholic mass. Like you would see perfectly. I talk about it all the time on the podcast. Like I saw perfectly normal people that I saw every weekend. You see them every weekend for the whole year. You get to know these people, so you know
Yeah.
that they're normal. I would see them one day and come to church and catch the Holy Ghost, and now they're speaking Latin on the floor, spazzing out, and I'm like, "Oh, this is crazy." And then it happened to like my family, and I'm like, "Dang, I know my family isn't crazy," you know. So I saw
Mhm.
that, and then it's weird. I have my practice today, but like I still feel connected to that. If like I still take good things, I still take things from that religion. Like it's not all bad. It's just not for me. But I definitely do
Absolutely.
still feel connected to Jesus as, like, the light deity. I think it's all a balance. I think you need both, you know?
I agree with you 100%. I'm with you. I believe in ascended Master Jesus and the love that he spread. So, absolutely. I believe that there's pieces of that religion that we do take with us and we can integrate into our sacred practice.
I don't know what it is exactly about it because I don't know if it's him as a deity or just him as an egregore. Billions of people all around the world putting energy into this person and preaching that you should be good to your neighbors and, like, it's just I don't know if it's that energy or what it is, but I definitely still
Mhm.
feel a connection to him.
Oh, I love that. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, my practice is, like, chaos and, like, death magic, so it's like a balance. But death magic
Yeah.
being, like, dealing with spirit that at one point walked the earth, so dealing with people because there's all kind of spirit out there, there's all kind of entities. So I try to specify my practice when I'm pointing it at stuff, I try to be real like specific about it. So when I do death magic, it's specifically dealing with spirit that for people at one point, so we can kind of have that thing in common. We can kind of connect in that way. But I've definitely gotten other things, and I'd love to talk to you about that. What's your take on spirit? Like, what do you think spirit is?
When I feel like spirit, I always say spirit is the energy that's all around us and it takes different shapes and forms. So, like when I'm doing, let's say, a channeling session and I'm connecting to departed loved one potentially, I feel like that's their spirit or that's their soul that is evidentially showing up for me, right? Or like I do connection with animals as well too. So I feel like that's kind of how I identify it as it's spirit and energy that's all around us, just taking different shapes and forms and showing up in that evidential sense. So even the elements, right? Nature spirits.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's everything.
It
Like
is.
literally everything, like the earth, the universe, everything. And I
Yeah,
didn't
the
have that paradigm
elements.
shift until recently. I'm like, how did I go my whole life without thinking about these things? You know, grounding, just or the opposite, just being in the sun, just like that, just getting raw energy from the elements and the archetypes and just under the moon every month. Like, it's crazy. I'm
Yeah.
like, how did I go my whole life without doing these things? It's crazy.
And the trees speak to us, the wind speaks to us, the rain has messages, right?
The
Like
trees
all of
definitely
it.
do speak to us because I don't know if you've ever done LSD. that's the one that's their thing. They will you walk by any tree, they're gonna like talk shit, they're gonna talk to you, they're gonna say what's up, and then they're gonna it's hilarious actually.
I haven't, but I believe it. Yeah.
I think trees are the one of the most vocal ones that are like the vegetation, like the grass and the leaves and everything, like the trees, they talk their shit. They the second they know that you can hear them, they're loud with it. It's hilarious.
Oh, yeah. And it's so true because they've seen so many generations and so many timelines on that
Yeah.
land. So it's
Mhm.
just amazing how reflective, it is, whether they've seen land trauma or they've seen, celebrations. It's amazing what we can connect to.
Right. So you have this magic shop. How long have you been doing this for? Like tell the
Oh,
people
thank
about
you.
that.
Yeah, so I'm the owner of Aries Moon Crystals. I'm actually in my healing or reading room right now as we speak.
Nice.
Yeah, so I started actually out of my parents' office. So that's how it started. And I did my first little crystal live in 2020. And I was also doing Reiki, energy work, and readings. And I had my little massage table going to people's homes. It was at people that I knew, old coworkers, old classmates. I'm always so grateful for them for, giving me that opportunity to support them. And then eventually I opened up a little shop in Main Street in Hackettstown. And then we wound up moving 2 years later. So I've had a physical location since 2021.
Okay. And it's been going
Yeah.
good. Like I see you doing sales all the time and you can even shop remotely, right? You can shop over the phone and stuff like that. I saw that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I was like,
I
I've never
offer
seen that before.
virtual.
That's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
thank you. Yeah, I offer virtual shopping so we could do it via Instagram, Zoom, FaceTime. And it's really nice because you could be across, in California and, I could take you around the shop, you see what you like, and then I ship to you. I also do offer virtual readings and sessions too. So it's really nice to be able to, just like we're doing right now, because I know you're in Nevada, right?
I'm in Vegas. Yep.
Yeah, I love Vegas. It's so nice to just to be able to connect with people around the world. I feel so grateful for that.
It's crazy that connection. Like it's palpable even over the phone like this and across countries. Like I talk to people in like a lot of the paranormal investigators in like Australia and like people way across the world. And I'm like, dang, how do I feel your energy way over here? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, it's crazy. Like there are no bounds. And it feels like it's a short distance when you
Mhm.
link with people way across. I'm like, dang. So when you point that out into the universe, that's why it makes sense why you can get that back so easily because it's like distance is I think it's man-made. I think it's something we put on our heads to be like, that's a long ways away. It's not that long. It's right there.
It's not, space and time don't exist, and it's so true because the energy ripples out. And I can feel yours from here. And like you said, you're all the way in Vegas, and it's really true. I don't believe there are any bounds.
Right. It's crazy. How do you deal with it like managing energy? Because I'm super like particular with like getting readings and stuff like that just because it's draining. It's draining. Like I put a lot into the podcast and then I'll do my practice throughout the months and then I'm in college doing psychology. So I wanna get a PhD in spooky is what I tell people because I just want to spend my life studying it and just like the occult because I read every paper on the paranormal, every paper on like
Eh,
occultism and spirituality and magic and how
mhm.
we're able to affect the physical world through spirituality and it's crazy. You can affect the physical world through spirituality and it be perceived as a ghost by other people. So I'm like, dang, like
Mhm.
that's why I asked earlier, I'm like, what do you think a ghost is? Because if I could do something, I'm living right now. If I can do something and another living person perceive it as a ghost,
Right.
that's just step one. Like remote viewing, like being able to like see things like have you gotten into that stuff?
I actually had a remote viewing experience for myself that actually disclosed to me a past life. And it was wild because it really sealed the energy. As a kid, I always had this massive fear of drowning. I would be in the pool and I would always just, my body would tense up. And this actually happened to me, I would say about a year or two ago, where I was in bed and I saw myself going down with the Titanic and I was choking on water. I was coughing. I actually got a name and I heard my present day name, Amanda. And then I heard Anna Amelia. And it turns out Anna Amelia was a second class passenger on the Titanic. And I was blown away. It was just really intense. And so yeah, that was my remote viewing experience. And I'm telling you, you can acquire so much information from your past life and all the residual energy that we bring from our past lives. How about you? Have you had an experience?
Yeah, it's a fun experience experiment that I do every once in a while with a couple friends, but I'm also doing it for school.
Oh, nice.
But it's crazy because I'm like, I have friends that we've never been on FaceTime together and just walking through our apartments, but we can tell each other exactly what our houses looks like, and it's just like through remote viewing. I'm just like, dang, that's crazy. So we'll do little
Hmm.
experiments. I'll be like, leave this pen like somewhere in your house, and I'll tell you where it is. And it's just little things that I shouldn't be able to know, but I figure it out eventually. And it's just like, how,
Yes,
you know?
absolutely. The power of clairvoyancy.
Yeah, what kind of clairvoyancy do you think you have? Because I think everybody has clairvoyancy. I just don't think I don't maybe at people have different kinds.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, we all have psychic abilities, and I believe that we each have a primary clair and then a secondary
That's
clair
what it
that
feels
tends
like.
to be,
Yeah.
yeah, more of the strongest. I would say for myself, I have three that are usually my main ones. So my clairvoyance with visions, and seeing imagery of the past and sometimes future and present.
Really?
And then clairaudient, yeah. So I usually don't disclose what I see in sessions, but recently I just had an image the other day in a reading, and I described the exact photo this person had in their room. And it was like, okay, cool. And it was from years ago. And then I also am very big into hearing, so I can hear the messages. So it's interesting because I find with my clear audience, I'll hear it in my ear, but I'll also hear it in my third eye.
Right. Do you
Yep.
think like these abilities are something that people can train? Because, like I said, like I was never somebody that had any kind of paranormal experience my entire life
Yeah.
until these last couple years, until I opened myself up to even ghosts and spirit actually being a real thing. It's like it's weird. It's like once you get on wavelength with spirit, it's like that's when they're like, okay, I'll show myself to you. So ever since then, like I said, I've never seen ghosts before that, and now I've never lived in a haunted house, and now my house it's haunted, but it's not like in a bad way. It's just they're here, and I see them
Yeah.
all the time, and I hear them, and they move things, and it's crazy.
Yes. Oh, that's so beautiful. Well, yeah, because our abilities when we're born, right, we're brought to the earth side, we're all open. So all of our clairs, all of our chakras, everything is open. So as we go through different experiences, so if we experience trauma or even just seeing ghosts as children, sometimes we shut it down out of fear or we're scared or we don't know what to do with it. But I truly believe once we work maybe through a traumatic experience or we choose to allow ourselves to be open and actually listen or to see, that's when the magic really happens. Like you just experienced too. Like you're seeing so much more over the past couple years because you're open and ready to receive it.
Yeah, and then especially when I started doing my practice, like in the last 2 years, I've been doing my practice, and I started with chaos, and then the last year I've been doing death magic a little bit, and just getting used to discernment and just understanding who's here with me, and just like the same goes, it's crazy, the same ones will come here, but none of them died here. Like they don't come here because they died here and this is just a haunted place. They come here because it's like, I don't know, I guess they see a beacon and they're just like, oh, this guy is aware that and it's just like, I'm sure they see something because every month rituals are going crazy in here, and it's just, I'm sure
I
they
love
see that.
that.
So I'm like, the same ones come by every single day, and it's pretty cool to see.
Oh, I love that. And I feel like that means that they feel safe with you. They feel safe to communicate and show their energy to you. So that is like such a treasure. Wow.
I would hope so because it's pretty cool. Like I used to be like scared, but then like it's not like their energy is like scary. Like, you know what I mean? If that makes sense. Like it's not like a scary thing when they come around. I don't even get jump scared anymore. I just see them and it's just like, oh, I acknowledge you and you acknowledge me and it's just kind of like we're in the same room, but it's funny
Yes.
when other people come here, they experience it and they're just like, oh, things are moving around. Like, what the hell?
You're like, that's typical. That's my average day. Yeah.
Exactly. What's your
Yes.
favorite thing you do with tarot? Like you do readings and stuff. How do you manage your energy with that? Because like I said, it does get draining.
With tarot and with mediumship, I find that spiritual hygiene has to be number one. So ensuring that I am taking some time off to make space and again, like clear my vessel, clear my energy. I set spiritual boundaries as well too. So like if I'm going into my evening and I'm done channeling for the day, I will tell spirit and the energies to go to the four white pillars of light until we connect with them again. So I'm really big on like having them go into their four corners and sending them off.
Really?
Um, Yes. Yes. I find that to be so helpful because otherwise, there's going to be nights where I'm up and I'm hearing everything. You can ask my husband. Last week I was channeling his passed away grandparents at like 10 p.m. and I've never met them. They transitioned before we got together and he's looking at me going, "How do you know that?" And I'm like, "I don't know, but I have to send them back to the white light because
That's funny.
yeah, it
See,
was
I'm the
getting
opposite.
overwhelming."
I don't know. Think I don't know why. I've never done that. I don't send them away. I don't kick them out. Like I don't go shoo. Like I just feel like that's like a I feel like I have like a spiritual reputation as well as like a physical one. So I just
Yes.
like so when I do cleanses, I'm super OCD about it. Like I'm just like I feel like they were here way longer than I've ever been here. Like I just moved in this apartment for like the last 2 years. Like they've probably been here forever now. So my thing is I don't do that stuff, but it's cool to people that do and things like that. But it's funny that you say that if you don't do that, what happens is the shit just goes on continuously, and that's my reality. Like I live with them day and it's 25/8, honestly.
Oh, I believe it. Absolutely. I've had many a nights too where it's a 3 a.m. night and you can feel it, you can hear it, you can't sleep. Absolutely. And it's always done with respect. And, it's more about that for me, kind of the sleep and setting that space. And then when we
Yeah.
come back to daytime, welcoming that energy in. But I do believe it's so important to, kind of set that spiritual boundary.
Yeah, you said spiritual boundaries. I think that is super important because even though I don't shoo them away, I do have it to where if they are in my space, there are a million boundaries. Like if you're gonna kick it here, you can kick it here. I don't care. Just
Mhm.
if you're gonna even be allowed through the threshold, there are certain things we gotta like talk about first, right? You just ain't gonna come in here acting crazy and just be loud and things like that. So it's
For
pretty cool.
sure.
Like I've gotten to the point where certain spirits will like be at the door and then like kind of check other spirits as they come in and it's hilarious like just seeing that play out in real time. I'll go out for a cigarette and then I'll come back in and I'll see them like I'll see two shadows on the wall and I just feel like they're just having discourse. Like one is like, hey, just he likes it this way, he doesn't like it that way. I feel like that's the vibe I
Yes.
get and it's hilarious.
It's like being in a conversation and like seeing them kind of have banter back and forth.
It
Yeah.
is, and it's hilarious because again, I've never been in this situation where I've like seen things, and now I'm seeing them.
Yes. I have to share something because what you were just sharing kind of triggered a memory in my brain. My husband and I got married in Salem. And we got married at the Hawthorne Hotel. So there was years ago, I believe there was a episode or two of Bewitched film there, which is kind of cool. So we got to our suite the night before our wedding, and everything was fine. Getting ready for bed. I felt like there was just eyes on me. I could feel it, and I'm like, you know what? I feel like I need to keep the light on for some odd reason. I'm just gonna keep the light on. And I remember looking down because I felt a cold spot on my right leg. And I looked down and the sheets tugged one, two, and I was like,
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And I'm like, this is the best wedding gift ever. I'm going to go to sleep now.
Mhm.
And then the next day, it was myself, my matron of honor, my hair and makeup lady, and my mom. And we heard a knock at the door. And it was almost like how a child would knock in the middle of the door. We open up the door. There is absolutely no one in the hallway. Later, we find out that that room that we were in had the spirit of a child that likes to play tricks on the guests. And what do they like to do? Pull the
Knock.
sheets. And I was like,
Oh, wow.
cool.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's
When you
wild.
when you have those experiences, do you ever my one of the things that I try to do on the podcast is demystify and, like, not demonize, like, spirit and things like that. Because I see that happen so often. Like, when you had those experiences, like, did you feel scared? Like, did you feel, like, in danger?
I didn't at all. It was like a playful tug.
Yeah, like, you can
It felt,
tell discernment
it,
is big if you just don't care to use that part of your brain and be like, "Hmm, was that scary or was it is it scary because people tell me it's scary or is it?" Because if it's a little kid, you can tell, like you said, you used your discernment to be like, "That's probably a little kid knocking in the middle of the door. It's not scary."
no, not at all. No, and I agree with you. I think there's a lot of like shows and things out there that kind of show a different aspect maybe of the paranormal, but no, I did not feel that way at all. If anything, it was kind of refreshing and almost made me want to like bring out my inner child too and play.
Right?
So that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely see that a lot.
Mhm.
But it's important because I think because I study this stuff in school, and I'm even seeing this like on the academic side, like people were taking it seriously, like even the PhDs of the world. Like that's where I'm trying to be. Is I want to get to a point where I can write and research and just do this for the rest of my life and just just do it. Just this is what I love to do. I'm like, dang, I see that this shit is real. Like I'm obsessed now because it's like I feel like death is just a start. So now I'm just kind of just like doing this for my life and then just preparing for that transition. But where do you think we
Yes.
go when we pass?
Oh, I love that. I feel like I do believe that there is heaven that exists. I do believe that. I do believe in the spirit. I guess I always say the spirit world. I always call it the other side, the spirit world, especially when I'm in my readings. And but I do believe that we come back. Like, that's how I feel. I feel like we have the opportunity to come back, the soul contracts, right? We go over there and our spirit team comes together and says, "Hey, this is the mission that we're giving you," and whether or not we choose to accept it or not. So I do kind of believe in this heaven, but I also believe in spirit world. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that is my belief.
That's really interesting. I
Yeah.
asked you that because I'm like literally the last guest I asked her that and then she said the same thing. I was like, "Where do you think what's next?" And she said the same thing and then the guy before her was like he said something similar. He was like, I think there's like free will. Like once you die, like you can come back. You could go to heaven. You could be with ancestors or you can come back. I don't know why people would come. I asked the guy, I was like, why would anybody want to come back? And he had a really I forget his answer, but I remember making it a clip because it was really interesting. I was like, dang. But it's really interesting seeing the switch nowadays that people are like, yeah, you can go to heaven, you can go to hell, or you can go right back here, or you can go in purgatory. Like, I feel like a lot
Yeah.
more people were waking up to the idea that you can have that sovereignty in the afterlife of to do what you want to do. I think a lot
There
of people
is.
want to go to hell. Like, I don't think it's a bad thing. Like, I think a lot of people like that place.
Yeah, and I do believe that there are some souls that are, carrying a lot of burdens, a lot of torture, and that's kind of where they choose to go. I feel like we do have the choice to come back as long as we agree with our team for our mission. I find it funny because I always said I don't have a memory from that Titanic experience and transition of drowning till now. And I truly believe it took me all these years to finally come back to accept this mission. And I believe my mission is to help people with their healing, to help with their grief, to provide comfort and peace for their departed loved ones. I can't seem to pull any memories in that timeline from the Titanic sinking. In 1912 to when I was born in 1987. And I always found that very interesting too. I'm like,
Yeah,
man, I
that's
really took my time to come back. And divinely, the transition of the death was in April of what, 1912, which is Aries season. And I was also born in Aries season. So I always found that kind of an interesting full circle.
right. It
Hmm.
is interesting because, like, like I said, I never thought in my early years about past lives and things like that. That was never something that just crossed my mind. I was like, was I here before? But now it's like, people would always tell me, like, you have an old soul. Like, people like, I'm like, I'm from the South. I'm from Florida. So I just always assumed, like, they were just telling me I'm like Southern or something. But
That's funny. Yeah.
yeah, but it's interesting. Past lives are crazy because past lives are interesting, but also like, you ever hear like soul ties and stuff like that?
Yes.
That's crazy too.
Yes, soul ties, karmic. Oh yeah. Mhm.
It's all crazy. I never thought about any of these things until like I'm 27 now. So like in the last since 25, 24 till now, like it's all pretty much been new, but it's been a fun deep dive until now, but
Wow. Yes, I love that.
what is your practice exactly? Like how would you describe your practice?
I like to call myself an eclectic practitioner or eclectic witch, however you want to describe that, because I do tend to go into so many different directions of interests and spiritual modalities, so to speak. I'm very big with working with angels and the angel numerology, very much connected to the numbers, what they represent. I think I mentioned to you earlier in the podcast, eight has always been my like number as a kid. I got married in the eighth month. I have the number eight tattooed on me. And eight being a manifestation, abundance, attraction
You're
number.
born in the
Uh,
80s?
87. Yeah. Yep. Yes, I am. So yeah, like a very much eclectic in that part, like a crystal witch, so to speak. I work deeply with the crystals. I find that the vibration of the earth frequencies and what they carry and the metaphysical properties that they hold are so abundant. So I feel like I'm kind of, in a sense, all over the place with where my practice goes and what I'm connected with. As I mentioned, kind of connecting with mediumship.
Sounds kind of
So,
chaotic.
yeah, fair enough. I mean, hey, I'm an Aries. There's a fire, expansion, yeah, chaos. Yeah.
Yeah, well, do you work with any deities?
So Persephone, I
Okay.
have a very deep connection with her. So her polarity of the shadow and the light, I do work with her. I also work with Diana as well. She's been more of a recent deity that I've been working with, and I love working also too with the elementals, as I had mentioned before too. Definitely working more recently with earth medicine. Earth medicine is probably what is the most lacking in my astrology chart. I am mostly fire, so I'm really trying to work more with the soil and working more with plants. I feel like that's an area that maybe might not be my strongest. So I'm really trying to work and strengthen my connection with earth medicine.
No, that makes sense.
Hmm.
See, I'm one of the weird ones. I don't have any deities. So when I talk about like heaven and hell, like I talk about it from like I don't have I'm not trying to be biased about it because I'm not worshiping deities from either. I'm just kind of in the space and just whoever comes and if I perceive it as bad, I'm going to say it's evil. And if I perceive it as good and warm and loving, which it usually is, that's what I'm going to perceive it as.
I love that. It's just being open to whom steps forward, and if you feel that connection, that's whom you work with
Exactly.
in that
But
moment, right? Because the timeline's always shifting and changing too. Like, Archangel Michael might step forward to you now because maybe there's a need of protection, but maybe he's not always the deity that steps forward.
right. Exactly
Yeah.
that. And it's I think they come to people differently. I think the same deities will come like show themselves to people differently. Like almost in a way that's in need of how I need them to perceive themselves to me. It's not going to be that same need for you or anybody else because they don't have my needs. We're all different. So I think they
Yeah.
show themselves to us, but in a way that they know is going to make us feel comfortable because they know that they're providing something that we need. It's like a give
Yeah.
and a take kind of thing.
It is. And it's so true because the way you and I connect, it might be different. And it serves maybe a similar purpose or a different purpose in that timeline. So, absolutely. Yeah, you've definitely been here before.
I think so too.
You feel that. Mm
I think so too.
hmm.
But I
Mm hmm.
can't put my finger on like where or how or anything like that. It
May I
feels
ask,
familiar.
do you have a connection with like Egyptian or mythology? Because I keep getting something with like Egyptian.
You know what's weird? This entire time we're talking, I'm thinking about Egyptian. I'm thinking about the pyramids and shit. That's crazy.
Cool.
Hold on. Let me think. Let me try to make it connect. I'm trying to think of why
Yeah.
I was thinking of the Egyptians because I literally this entire like 20 minutes I was just thinking about like like Egyptians. That's so weird. No, I don't
Love
have any
that.
connections to them. I've been there before, but I was just kind of
Okay.
like a vacation.
Yeah, because I kept hearing something with like Egyptian mythology. So maybe I was just feeling what you were thinking about.
Oh, so you know what's crazy?
Yeah.
I was literally I figured out the connection. I just
Okay.
I'm glad I sat and thought about it for a second. That's so crazy that you said Egyptian because I was literally about to tell you I was gonna be like, yeah, I have this post on my phone that I was gonna post on Instagram the other day, and it was like, my soul is so old, I could have made those pyramids. I was laughing at that in my head. So as you're talking to me, I'm having this conversation in my head. I'm like laughing, and so that's actually hilarious. You see,
That's
that's a real
beautiful.
connection because I was literally about
Yeah.
to post that picture, and you had me thinking about the old soul, and I'm like, my soul is so old, I fucking made those pyramids, and that's the post.
I
That's
love that.
hilarious. So you could have said anything. You said that. That's hilarious. See that
Yeah.
that's proof of a connection right there. That's crazy.
Yes.
I'm
I
glad I
love
sat
that.
and
That's
thought about
amazing.
that for a second because that would have killed me if we ended this and I didn't figure that out.
And it was like you were meant to go back to that memory. That's perfect.
But I'm telling you, when you were telling me that, I was literally making that joke in my head. I was like, like my soul is old. I probably built those fucking pyramids. I was
Oh
having that
my
conversation in my head.
gosh.
I've never been diagnosed with like autism or anything, but I'm pretty sure because I saw a study that there's like 40% of Americans don't have internal dialogue. Like I have too much going on in my head, so I don't know
Yeah, I
what that is.
understand. Well, I thought that was typical
It's
growing up.
autism.
Like, well, yeah, and
It would seem
ADHD.
like.
Just found out, like for me, a couple years ago. They're like, "Oh yeah, you have ADHD," and I'm like, "Oh, it all makes sense. All that information." I'm like, "Oh, there we go."
But there are a lot of people in this world that just have no internal dialogue, and you can tell those people. But do I play it off like? Do I come off as normal? Because I don't try to put on a face. Like I'll tell you if I'm sitting here thinking about something else. But
No,
it was
yeah,
so hilarious that you mentioned the Egyptian thing. Like you were literally just in my head just then, and I'm glad we got that on film because that's special. But
me too.
that's so hilarious. I was literally thinking about that meme that I was gonna post.
Yes.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, you're good at what you do. This is
Oh,
proof.
thank you, thank you.
That's
Much
actually
gratitude.
hilarious.
Appreciate
And so
that.
again, some for somebody like me, I'm closed off to like readings. Like I don't allow people to. So that for you to have that connection and for you to like be like Egyptians, it was probably at the tip of your tongue and you just had to get that out. And it was one of those moments where if you say it and I didn't have that and I wasn't thinking about that, maybe I look like a fool. But you said it and with conviction that it was just there. It was just it's crazy how things work.
Yes, and you also had Oh my goodness, it almost looked like a king tut almost like behind you. So that was like my sign for the Egyptian. Yeah.
That's crazy. I see. I've done this. I've done that little experiment that we just did there a million times, like on Discord, and like we're having game night and we're playing poker with like a bunch of other witches at the table, and they're calling what's in my hand, and I'm like, I'm calling what's in their hand, and we're just going back and forth. So that,
Yes.
what do you call that? What is that a psychic thing? Is that like what
It
is that?
is. So you're basically doing like it's called a psychic test. Like if let's say for example too, if you're on like YouTube and watching, those mystery boxes that people are so obsessed with now. Like
Hmm.
I do that to myself sometimes too. I'll say, "Oh, okay, it's going to be blue." Cuz that's what I'm seeing in my third eye. So you're basically giving yourself a clairvoyant psychic test.
But when it happens
Yeah.
genuinely, like it just did just
Yeah.
now, what do you call that? Is
Oh,
it
a
still a
psychic.
test?
I no, I call it like a psychic hit or a download.
A download?
Yeah. So it's
But when
almost
it
like a
happens
visual
in real time
download.
like that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the beautiful thing. And I always say this, it's organic, right?
It is
Like,
organic.
yeah. It's like it's just coming through organically. There is like so much information that gets filtered through the lens too. Like I'll give you another example. I said a name the other day in a reading, and the person emails me today and tells me all about, and she's like, "This is who you were talking about." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool." And I'm like, "I don't know who that is," but like she's like, "This was the person you were describing, and this and this." And I'm like, that's awesome because it was just information coming through organically.
Right. You remember earlier
Yeah.
when I was telling you how I can do something and other people perceive it as a ghost? You
Yeah.
damn near just did that to me, but I do that to people all the time and they think it's a ghost. Fuck it with them.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's
Okay.
through like magic and it's through like witchcraft and things like that. But it's just it's
Mm,
crazy. Like like I was saying earlier, it proves itself over and it'll just continue to prove itself. You can't it'll be so
yes.
much in your face where you can't fucking ignore it. It's crazy. That's why I love having these conversations because you never know when it's gonna happen. I was filming an episode and my haunted doll over here threw herself off. And I was like, what? Like you never know when it's gonna happen.
No, talk about getting your attention.
Right?
Yeah. Yes.
And that one's like the alcoholic, and it's even that is interesting. Like I have the haunted doll, but it's not like stuck in there. Like the ghost is just it comes in and it goes. The ghost just likes what I found with the haunted doll is it likes me being able to see it. It likes me being able to
Yeah.
like see something and like be proud of and they take that little emotion and like it gives them that little energy, even if it's just like plus 1%, plus 1%. They like that. Because it's
Yes. Oh,
intention. It's
yeah.
just me thinking about them for a split second, but maybe it's the
And,
only person that thought about them that day.
and that's the connection, and that's valuable and special for their energy. Yeah.
That's what I value. I value connection because I think energy is like the ultimate currency. I think that in the next life, that's what we take. In the next life, that's what we take. So that's why I tell people I don't live my life for this life. I live it for the next. Like this, what we're doing right now, connecting, like exchanging energy, and it's just it's so cool to me. That's why I
I'm
love
just
the
like I
occult.
said,
It's
so
refreshing.
happy to be here. This is such a great connection, and I really appreciate this. So thank you.
I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Can
Do
I
you?
ask you really quick?
Yeah.
Are you connected to a Virgo and a Scorpio?
What is the Virgo? What month is that?
Like end of August going into September, and then Scorpio end of September, or excuse me, end of October going into November. I keep seeing like the little signs above you, like a Virgo and a Scorpio connected to you.
No, really? Yeah, my
Yeah.
sister's the one at the end of August, August 30th. What is that?
Oh, Virgo.
Virgo? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Cool. Okay.
I'm a
Nice.
Cancer. So I'm just emotional for no
Oh, know
reason.
that. Oh yeah, no, I get it.
People used to call me an empath, and that's what I always thought it was. I'm just like feeling all my emotions all the time. But really, it's just feeling other people's energies all the time and just like not understanding that. And it's just crazy when that switch flipped for me.
Yeah, and I see I have a couple of friends that are cancer, and I know that they too like to like turn in, like they like to process their emotions to themselves and kind of like sit with their emotions. So it's kind of like interesting to see that too.
Yeah, I'm exactly that. I'm
Mhm.
just by myself. I don't have any friends. I used to be in the military a couple years ago, and when I got out, I just didn't make any friends. Like it was life was just easier without friends. And now 7 years later, it's the same way.
Mhm.
But so I'm exactly that. I'm just to myself. I live by myself, and just no real friends in real life. So it's just me just doing this weird thing by myself, and it's pretty cool. But I definitely have a lot of friends online, and that makes up for it. So.
Yeah, it does. I feel like that's like some of the strongest relationships too, are the people you never physically got to meet in person.
Right, but it's like it's weird, like, weirdly, those are the ones you connect with the most.
Yes.
It
Yes.
is weird. Do you believe in UFOs at all?
It's funny. I got asked that recently, and I'm on the cusp of it because I feel like more information that's coming out. I am definitely starting to be like more of a believer of it. It's not necessarily an area that I have much knowledge about. If
Yeah,
I'm
and
being
that's
transparent,
mhm.
I don't have much knowledge about that or never really delve into that as much.
It's weird. There's a
Mhm.
connection between I think there's a connection between magic and spirit, like ghosts, like the ones that you'd be like, "Hey, can you knock twice?" And they knock twice.
Yeah.
There's a link between them, and there's also that same link between us and our consciousness, because everybody has a consciousness, I think. I would hope. And
Mhm.
NHI or the UFOs and things like that. But I've found with my experiments, I'm like, dang, the same way that I'm doing with my death practice, and I'm like, hey, talking to the spirits here every day, and that call and receive, that's that constant communication, that line of communication that's open. I point that into the universe, and NHI comes here, but some people might perceive that as a ghost. But I discernment is super important. You can tell it's not a person's energy. You can tell it's not a person that is us. So you're like, "Oh, you're different, but you're not like some plasmoid thing out there, like, you're physical." So that's why I'm like, if we
Mhm.
can do it, if I myself can affect the physical world and other people perceive it as, like I said, a ghost, other aliens can perceive that as a ghost, and I can perceive them as a ghost, but there is probably like an NHI. So that's why I'm like, "Dang, what are ghosts?" Ghosts could be
Yeah.
anything.
It absolutely could be. And I think that's such an interesting perspective, like you mentioned about how like they can perceive us as a ghost, we can perceive them as a ghost. I really
'Cause
like
I
that
at first I thought
perspective.
they were ghosts, but then I'm like,
Yeah.
I did an experiment, and this is the only way I believe it. I did the whole call and receive thing. It's called like it's a specific kind of meditation to like attract them,
Mhm.
and they came here in the physical. So I'm like, okay, you can call a ghost, and a ghost is gonna show up like the Wi-Fi. Like you're never gonna like see them. You see them, you're gonna go right through them. That's what people think a ghost is. But the
Yeah.
NHI, the aliens, they came here in the physical, and I was up there at the view smoking my joint, and I thought I was crazy because of the circumstances, right? I'm smoking, I'm like, I'm looking for
Mhm.
aliens. I'm like, I'm in the middle of the desert. It shows up the next night. It shows up the next I bring my mom on the 4th night, it shows up for her, and we get really good videos of it. I'm like, "Ma, you see that?" She's like, "I fucking see that." So I'm like, "I'm not crazy, you're not crazy, okay, we're not crazy." You know?
Yeah.
So it was
Oh,
really cool for me, but that's why I'm like, if I can affect the world and people perceive it as a ghost, aliens can affect the world and perceive it as a ghost. Dead people can affect the world and perceive it as a ghost. I've even done experiments with people from the future, maybe 50,000 years in the future, remote viewing back on us. And that even seemed like a ghost at first until I was like, hey,
yeah.
you're not like a ghost. You're not like a past ghost. You're a future ghost. And that was weird for me. I'm like, okay, we got ghosts from the past, like Abe Lincoln's ghost is somewhere, but then we got the ones from the
Yeah.
future. They're looking back on us. And then we got the ones it's just weird. Like ghosts, the word ghost is such a broad term to me now. It used to be one thing and now it's everything. It's
Mhm.
so weird.
It's so true. I like sometimes I even refer to ghosts as like stories of our pasts or like ghosts of what we hope to be that don't exist anymore, like past timelines that we wish existed and didn't. I feel like ghosts can be so expansive. It's not like what they animate in Hollywood as like, oh, Casper the ghost, right? It's not like that type of
But I think it's
thing.
expansive
Yeah.
in the way that we make it what we perceive. I think if we
Yes.
perceive it as this thing, it's gonna be that thing,
Yes.
you
That's
know?
correct. It's all about perspective and discernment. Yeah.
And that's what quantum physics says about it right now. They say you don't things don't exist until we perceive it. You
Mhm.
know, that's why I think it's
Yeah.
individualistic. I don't think it's collective gnosis. I think it's on a person to person basis. How we perceive these ghosts is how they're going to show up for us. If I'm just ignorant and I think everything is demonized and bad, that's probably what's going to show up for me. And it sucks to suck, but just don't be so close minded.
Well,
And I
it's
think
true.
that's part of their lessons of people that
Yeah.
are here on Earth. If they're just if they're that way, then maybe that's part of their lessons to learn.
And it's like the yeah, exactly the way we perceive, like you said, if we demonize it, then it becomes kind of like that demonized energy. But it's the same with language too, like the way we speak and the verbiage we use as well. So if we're constantly, for example, kind of going back, like, I'm not good enough, then all these things are feeding off of that not good enough energy and everything's coming crashing down around you. It's the
But do
same
you know
thing.
why? I feel like I used to experience that in my teens a lot. I used to be really depressed. I used to just be like insecure as fuck, just depressed as fuck, and just like exactly like you just said, just
Yeah.
my world is crashing down around me, and that's exactly what was happening because what I'm noticing now is spirit is almost like ChatGPT. Like ChatGPT, when I talk to it, it tells me damn near what I want to hear. It like
Mm.
it
Mhm.
like conforms to my feelings and like trying to make me feel better about anything that I ask it pretty much. So when I connect with spirit and other entities or whatever, it seems like they're giving me what I want. If I'm torturing myself in that moment in time and I'm like everything is crashing down, fuck this life, like everything sucks. That's what they're
Yeah.
gonna keep giving me because they think I want that. They deep
Yep.
down maybe I do want that, and that's a deeper conversation. But
Yeah.
it's exactly what you said. It's how we perceive it is exactly how it exists in this world because if you're that person, that's exactly what's going to be your reality. If
Yeah.
you that's exactly how you change that reality. You just change your
That's right.
paradigm.
It's the frequency too. If we're attracting people that are like on that same path, it's like the frequency of our language, the frequency of our actions, you know. I always say manifesting equals action taking. It's not just I want this to happen and I'm letting my guides take over and it's going to happen. Like part of it is the way we're acting, the way that we're showing up, you know, the way we're taking those small steps each day. It's not complete surrender to our guides. Our guides are there to help us through those actions, but we have to be the ones to do the action, you know, step forward. So,
Yeah, I don't try to
mhm,
lean on my guides or ancestors or anything at all. When I'm
yeah,
doing like spiritual work, it's always
yeah,
me looking within and using my energy and just making do with that what I can.
yes.
And
And
that's so
celebrating,
cool.
celebrating all those wins, celebrating the simple things. Like sometimes, literally, just getting up out of bed and seeing the sun coming through the window is a reason enough to celebrate.
Yeah, exactly. Like a reason to live.
Yes, yes. Hmm.
But it's also like it's not like a depressing thing, like that being your reason to die is the same. To just live a good life so when you get in the next life, you just have something pleasant to look forward to.
Yes.
You
Oh,
know,
I love
we're not
that.
looking forward to it. Like we're not like look, we're not trying to do that, but it's like, it's gonna
Mhm.
happen. We're all born, so we're gonna pass one day. So it shouldn't be a
Right.
scary thing,
My
but that's another thing that's demonized. What's that?
I was going to say one of my things is the ability and like this craving to want to explore. Like I feel like we're given this specific timeline. I want to see so many places and spaces and learn about the history and feel the energy. Like that's what like is feeding my soul in this present moment.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And you
We're
what I was just thinking about something when you said earlier, you mentioned earlier, like we have the ability to come back. That's also what another guest said. And I'm like thinking about that. And
Mhm.
like you just mentioned, like if you have it in your mind, like if you go your whole life and you're like, dang, I really need to see Rome. I just gotta see Rome. And then you go your whole life and you don't get to see Rome. Maybe that's your reason to come back and be a ghost or come back in a like for everybody it's gonna be different. So like in the last guess, I didn't quite understand why anyone would want to come back. But then I'm like, when you said that, I'm just like, maybe there are things like people just want to do in this life, and they just maybe that's the reason to come back, and that's cool.
Absolutely, and sometimes there are barriers and circumstances that keep it from us experiencing in this lifetime, and sometimes it's just that we're being protected from something that maybe we're not meant to see, and then other things are just life happenings that keep us. But yeah, I feel like there are reasons that we come back and reasons that we're gifted it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody has some abilities to an extent. Maybe they're all
Mhm.
different, but like I said, I think we all have some abilities, and we're all here for a reason. Like, this is my purpose. I never had a purpose before this. I was just working like random jobs and just doing whatever. But I never had a purpose until now.
Yeah,
So it's interesting, like, once you get on a spiritual path, it's different than anything that can, happen in your life. It hits different because it's not for anybody else other than myself, but it changed my life in the best way possible.
absolutely. And when you're on it, you're on it. You're ready.
Yeah.
It's
There's
yeah.
I always tell people once you go black, you don't go back. It's hilarious.
Oh, love it. Yes.
Yeah,
Ah, it's so good.
that's so funny. But yeah, it's fun. It's just doing what you
Ask
wanna
you a
do, and
question actually,
yeah,
because
of
I know
course.
you mentioned that you're in Vegas, and the one time I was in Vegas, have you been to Lake Mead?
Yeah,
The energy over there is wild.
it is. A
I
lot of people passed away
remember.
over there.
Well, yeah, and when I went, I kept feeling like there was like visions of like bodies like floating up. Like they weren't physically there, but that's what I kept getting. And then, later on I found out there was a lot of, things that happened and transitions there, but oh my gosh, it was such a powerful experience.
And they're still finding bodies, like, to this day, like, I've ever s that was always in the news growing up, just like and the mob here, they used to put people in barrels and put them in the lake, and just swimming with the fishes was, like, a very real thing here in Vegas. So,
Wow.
like, even to this day, they're still pulling barrels out of the lake, and I think it's one of the most haunted lakes, actually. I think, like, 2,400 people pass away from murders alone. Not to mention building the Hoover Dam. That's where my dad works, at the Hoover Dam, and
Does he really?
I've been way
Wow.
down in there where it was just me and him, and we can hear like 20 people talking down there. Like the ghosts down there are crazy. A lot of
I
people passed away building
been
that thing.
towards the top of it, and yeah, the energy was woo.
I went there
Okay.
for bring your kid to school day a couple times just to get out of school, you
Oh,
know?
that is really cool. Nice.
And being down there, you don't have any cell phone service because you're like a mile underground. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy. But
Mhm.
when you know for a fact it's just you and your dad in one room and it's just down there like a mile and there's nobody down there and it's just pitch black darkness. But yeah, you hear people in there having a conversation. It was like for me that was I've never been to like haunted places like the Sally House or like the Queen Mary or like these places. But
Yeah.
like for me that was that experience like the Waverly Hills Asylum where they have like the death chute. And you can just that was my experience. I was like, dang.
Wow.
But even then, it wasn't scary. It was just like, I'm like, Dad, you don't hear that? We're hearing like footsteps and like people talking. And I'm like, Dad, he's like, I hear it, but it's just, he didn't even want to think about it because he doesn't like put too much thought into it. And I think that's a
Right.
superpower in itself. If you just don't think about it, it doesn't exist to you.
No. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it sounds like he was experiencing it, but like kind of moving through it. Yeah.
Yeah. Cause he's like a
Wow.
diver. He's like when shit would go wrong, like under the lake, he would like dive down there and like fix it. He's like an engineer. So I'm like, dang, like for sure he's seen some things, but it's interesting.
Yeah, it is. I remember we briefly were driving in a bus, and I think it's called, please correct me if I'm wrong, is it Boulder City? Is that
Yeah.
nearby? Yeah,
Mhm.
and I remember being like, I want to stop here. And we didn't get to because we were on a bus. I was like, whoa, like that in itself felt like a vortex. Whew.
Boulder City? Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
nobody lives there, but it's literally, like, right outside of Vegas, and, like, you pass
Hmm.
all the tourists pass right by going to the dam or going to California, or because you can go that way to California, and that's, like, the shortcut,
Yeah.
but you're driving through Death Valley, so you're driving through, like, the hot especially now, fuck that. Like, I have friends I wanna visit in SoCal, but I'm like, "I'm not driving through that desert, but I'm gonna visit you guys too. I'm gonna go the other way. I'll go through LA."
Yeah, that's the only part of California I've ever been to is Death Valley, Zabriskie's Point.
That y that's the hottest point on earth.
I have a photo from 2013 of me just like standing there, like, and I was like, this is the best day ever. And I thought it was so cool. I did not know that that was the hottest point on earth. Okay.
Yeah, I think the hottest ever
Wow.
recorded temperature was in Death Valley. It's like 135 or 140 or something. It's crazy like that.
That
I
is
have friends that
wild.
live like in Suka Valley, like not far from there, and they want me to visit because they have a haunted place. Vortex 29, shout out to them. They just started like investigating. They have the new TV show and whatnot, but they're right there in the heart of that. And I'm like, dang, I want to come visit you guys, but it's just it's only like 3 hours away. So
It's not
I'll
far.
definitely go visit.
I find your area, like the West Coast, is so intriguing. So.
It's weird, right?
Very different than East Coast. I mean, it's just like the formations, the energy, it's so different. Like as a kid, I was always like, I want to go to California and be in the desert and explore. And I've, like I said, I've been to Vegas twice, Death Valley once, and like that's all I've seen. But in the time there, wow. Just wow.
It isn't I was like I said, I'm from Florida, so I got to
Yeah.
experience both, like East Coast and West Coast, and I definitely prefer it out here just because
Mhm.
I like to see where I'm going. Like everything is a valley here, so you're like driving through mountains and shit.
Yeah.
And that's why it never rains in Vegas because we're surrounded by mountains. So the clouds never make it over the mountains for it to rain. Like it's been like 200 days. It's like you see that meme where it's like, I'm tired of this shit, grandpa. And he's like, it's too damn bad. Like that's how it is like out here.
Yes. Remember going like April 85 shorts and a tank top? I'm like, this is great.
Yeah,
Very
it's
cool.
cool.
Yeah. Hmm.
So with your paranormal team,
Yeah.
what's the coolest thing you guys have seen?
So one of our experiences that we had last year, a lot of them are private investigations, so I can't share a specific location, but we were in a location in Bristol, Pennsylvania, where I was channeling and we had one of the spirit bells like going off, and I was told that there was a specific song that was connected to the owner that I think believe it was the owner or somebody that was there that passed away, and the spirit bell like was just going off and off and off, and I actually told my teammate I was ready to collapse, and I'm like, somebody needs to catch me, and I just went over, which was crazy. I mean, we've gotten different things, on oh, we had a situation too, if you've heard of the Estes method.
Mhm.
Okay, so one of my teammates was doing the Estes method, and he shouted out bees, and we're like, bees, okay. 2 minutes later we found that there was a bee nest literally next to us, and we were like, oh my, like it was wild.
Yeah.
I would say that was probably one of the more profound evidential experiences we had.
Why did he shout bees though? He just got bees through
That's what
the
came
Estes?
through. Yeah, that's what came through on the headphones. And then literally 2 minutes later, the cameraman was like, there is a bee's nest next to me. He had to
Oh
like
shit.
move. Yeah, it was wild. And we were in an attic. So
Yeah. What's your
yeah.
favorite piece of equipment? I like the EVPs.
I always make the joke and I'm like, I am the equipment because I tend to be the one channeling.
Mhm.
But I would
Like
have
what
to
we did
say,
earlier.
yeah, that does tend to be my shtick. But
Mhm.
if we're talking about actual equipment, have been really drawn to the spirit bell that we've been using. I love
Really?
the fact when I'm channeling, we had another experience. I was saying things and the bell was going off. And I feel like it's just kind of cool to see the way the energy was transmuting between myself, between the spirit bell, and the validations that were going off. So I feel like recently that is something I feel very connected to.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any like fancy equipment. I just have like an EVP recorder and
Yeah.
myself.
See, exactly. You are the spirit box.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
You are
how I
the
feel.
medium. That's why
Yeah.
I tell people, I'm like, anybody can be a medium if you genuinely allow yourself to receive things from outside, from third party forces. Like, you can be the medium and you can get downloads and you can get that psychic connection, and you can get
Yes.
like warnings like that, like, oh shit, you're by a bee's nest. Like, you can get those
Hmm.
things. You just gotta allow it. I think
That's
it's like
exactly it. And
it's
oh,
almost
I'm
like
sorry.
voluntary possession. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Well, it's true. And allowing the information to come through without getting attached to the outcome. Like,
Yeah.
that's the biggest piece. Like, saying something and just allowing that to be the information that comes through. If it's cool, I want to give you kind of another example. I know I
Yeah.
mentioned earlier my husband's grandparents coming through that I never met. I started channeling and I was just like, I don't know why he keeps talking about all these coins he gave you and he keeps talking about coins. I've been with him for 8 years. He pulls out his secret coin collection and goes, oh, yeah, look at what he gifted me years ago. And I'm
Wow.
like, I just was like,
Yeah.
wait, what? you know? And I had no idea. And I think that's the biggest thing is we're just delivering the information that we're giving and not becoming attached to what does that mean in human mind, right? Because
Yeah.
human brain becomes so attached to the information or what is spoken. Spirit doesn't speak the way you and I do, right? Sometimes it's through symbols, sometimes it's through a month that was relative towards them, sometimes it's the feeling that they had or the pain that they were experiencing when they were here earthside. So they can come through in so many different ways, and maybe it's almost like we know without truly knowing.
Exactly. So, like, it can come through in so many different ways. Like, it can come through like a dopamine hit. You know, when you just get really excited about something and you're just like, hmm. Like, you
Hmm.
have this concert on the weekend and you're like, you think about it on Wednesday. You just get really excited on Wednesday. You're like, fuck yeah, I got something like fun coming up. It's like a small dopamine hit, but you would know it what it's for. Like, you're like, it's for that concert. It can come through like that. But
Yeah,
it's so interesting because it's like, dang, when you doing readings and stuff like that, nothing bad has come through for you, has it?
I have not had anything bad come through.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Hmm.
Again, I
And
think
because
that's
I
only a testament
also
to just me not putting that in my intention, you know?
exactly,
Like, how
yeah.
big is trusting your intuition when you're telling people these things? It's telling them without, like you said, being attached to the outcome.
And some of it's pre-recognition, and I think that's important to kind of connect with too, because when we have pre-recognition, it's an insight that hasn't materialized and transmuted into this 3D world yet. And I think sometimes too, being able to share that without judgment or attachment to that can actually be really profound. Years ago, my dad in his 20s, he told me he actually sat with a psychic, and what she predicted happened in his 70s. And I'm like, isn't that such a testament that through all those timelines and his different chapters, it did come true just down that timeline. So it's kind of
Mhm.
cool to see how that transmuted for him.
Do you meditate? Of course you do.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. You knew.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
meditation is huge,
Yes, it is very huge. I
especially
think
for those
it's
that oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, 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 go ahead. You're good.
Oh, I was just gonna say, especially for those that have so too much going on in our head.
Yes, there's this self-love meditation on YouTube. It's like 15 minutes long. That one puts me out every time, and I love it because I can just truly like release anything that I've been carrying throughout the day, and it puts me right to sleep without fail. And I just always gravitate towards that one because I truly believe meditation is the deepest form of rest and relaxation. It really is.
Just trancing out. Like, I want you to send me
Yeah.
that because those
Yeah.
never work for me for some reason, but I would love for you to send me that because I'm always interested to try new things. But for me, I've never when I meditate, I don't like to have any like sounds on or anything normally. Sometimes I'll have like music on or something, but it's very specific. It's I don't know why I've been like I'm not Indian, I'm black and Mexican, but I've been like listening to like this. Have you ever heard of Krishna Das? It's like a
I
band.
haven't.
They're a
I
really
have
good
not.
band, but he makes music. It's almost like meditative music, and he writes all of his songs. They come to him in his like dreams, and
Oh,
he
that's
makes like meditation
beautiful.
music, and it's really like soothing. And I don't understand any of the words or like anything, but sometimes when I meditate, I put on that.
Oh, I love that and how it's just like intuitively channeled. Wow. Okay. I
Yeah,
will,
but
if you
some of
don't
those like
mind sending
meditating,
that to
I
me, that'd
will.
be
I definitely
lovely.
will.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, love that. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, I think meditating is super big, and just I like to just clear my mind and then organize it. And that's my favorite
Mhm.
part of meditating is when I get to just reorganize my mind. Like my voice is over here, you guys are over there. I've got one over here that I recognize, and then I've got like you said, the different downloads that you're getting. It's for me, it's never like visions. I'm getting like shapes and sounds and smells and things like that. So trust. That's why I ask about trust because for me, it's so important to just I remote view. That's literally how I remote view. I just sit there and meditate, and I write
Mhm.
down shapes and sounds, and then at the end of the paper, it's just like I can put together what I was thinking about without it like paints the picture and in like a coded way. It's very weird.
It does. And I think color theory and, is also so potent too. Like anytime I think of the colors, it's like, ooh, what chakras are maybe like opening or which ones do I need to work on? And yeah, like you said too, the shapes, like how do you interpret the shapes? And I feel like so much of this really is open to our perception and our own internal interpretation. Like anytime I see a triangle, I automatically think it's life, death, rebirth. Like that's my
Really?
interpretation, right?
Okay.
Or and then there's other times depending on the energy where I see it as divine feminine energy like representing yoni energy. So it's really interesting to kind of see how that comes through.
Yeah, I love symbolism. That's when I anytime I see like a pentagram or like the pentagram with the circle on it, I always think like spirit. That's like the first thing that comes to mind because for so many people will see that and think like demon or devil. I'm just like, no, like spirit's on top. Now it's earth, wind, air, fire. Like it's all of the elements and then spirit is on top. And I'm like, that's how I see it. And for me, it's just it
Oh.
gives me a little hit every time. I'm just like, fuck yeah.
Oh yeah, I love that. That's awesome. I
But
have
also the
little
same.
stones, by the way, like little pinnacles on them, carved in
Mhm.
like amethyst and rose quartz. I love that you brought that up.
Yeah, I love it, man. It's so
Yeah.
cool, and especially the triangle one as well. Symbolism, I love symbolism. Do you ever do sigils?
That is not something that I have specifically done. I was a guest and learned how to do like a candle inscription in a sigil, but it's not something that I've ever practiced. I've only, experienced it one time in a class, which was really neat. So that was different for me. Yeah.
It is fun, and I like it because it's like with chaos magic, sigils go hand in hand with chaos. Like it
Mhm.
promotes you being creative and making it your own, and just making your magic. Like you're making it for you. What about scrying? Do you ever scry on
Yeah.
like mirrors and things like that?
Yeah, so part of my Italian folklore that I'm like very connected to in Italian traditions is olive oil scrying.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
so
actually
like
really cool. I've never heard of that.
Yeah, so I really like to use, I actually have my little bottle here of my Evo. So yeah, so I like to use that. So you can put it in just a beautiful cup or bowl. And then what you do is you put a couple dots into the water and then kind of see the way it moves and expands. So, like looking, is there bubbles being formed? Is there something kind of coming together in closeness, and kind of reading it based off of the formation? So yeah, I definitely like to do the olive oil scrying. I was just talking yesterday, actually, I was teaching a coffee magic ritual class here locally, and
That's
we were
cool.
talking about like using coffee to scry with like your sugar and your creamer, and what is that telling you, and like assessing like the bubbles. And so yeah, I do like to utilize it more with, I guess you could say, like additives, right? So that's kind of what I like to do as far as scrying. Yeah.
I do that all the time with my coffee, but not really
Mhm.
thinking that it's scrying. I just me making my coffee in the morning and things like that, and maybe making my coffee with like moon water that I left out the night before or something like that. But
Oh,
yeah, I
I
love
love
scrying.
it. Yeah, it's cool too because milk has its own symbolism. So if we're adding milk to it, it represents the need for nurturing, calm, and milk can also be a protection energy as well too. If we're adding, like for example, sugar or honey, then that can represent like boosting your mood or sweetening your energy.
Right.
And then even like incorporating the cinnamon, it's kind of like that cinnamon, like witchcraft. If you blow cinnamon into your doorway, attracting abundance. So you're sitting with your coffee and you're, attracting abundance and success for the day, or just incorporating it into the daily ritual. So even what we're adding to our coffee has intention. Now, I've turned into drinking my coffee black due to dietary reasons, but anytime I think of black coffee, I think it's the element of solitude and stillness. That's my interpretation.
That's really cool. I love your style.
Yeah.
You have a very, like I mentioned earlier, you have a very chaotic style, meaning like what you put intention to is going to work for you because you say so. And I love that because that's exactly how magic works. I think that's the foundation of how all of this stuff works.
Yes. Yes.
And then yeah, so that's really cool.
Well, thank you.
Of course. Where can people find you on like socials and stuff like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So my Instagram is at Aries Moon Crystals. I'm very active on Instagram. Um, my
I love
Facebook group.
Instagram.
Oh yeah,
And I love
I
your
love.
Instagram. Everybody should follow you.
Oh, thank you so much. That's probably like the best place to follow me, because I am very active on there. Thank you for that. I do have a private Facebook group that's Aries Moon Crystals, not as active on there. And then my husband and I are going to be working on the website. It's under construction, but it's ariesmooncrystalsnj.com. And then my email, if you wanted to ever like reach out, it's ariesmooncrystals@gmail.com. But definitely Instagram for sure.
Awesome. I love that. And I think I already put your Instagram in the bio, but if you want to DM me those other things, I can definitely add them to the bio after this. No problem.
Oh, thank you so much.
Because
I
I want people to be
appreciate
able to
that,
find you and
Nikki.
connect because I think this is such a beautiful thing. Just
Mhm.
you get it. I love talking to people that get it. Like I'm always so worried about the people that come on here, and I'm like, because I talk to normal people. Yeah, I'm sure this happens to you all the time. You talk to normal people and you sound fucking crazy, but like you get it. So I love talking to people like you because I talk to normal people sometimes and they make me feel crazy.
It's funny that you say that, because sometimes people will come in and tell me their experience and they're like, This must just sound crazy to you." And I'm like, "You're in good company. Like none
Right.
of this sounds crazy or out of the ordinary." Like, and I feel the same way. I love talking with people that really do understand it and are so connected, and I can feel that for you too. Like you're deeply connected. So like I said, I have a great appreciation for you and your space. So thank you.
It's cool. Like it's my whole ecosystem. It's college, it's my own personal practice, it's the podcast. It's like everything I'm doing is spooky, spooky, spooky. And it's just like it does get draining. So I do have to take myself away from it sometimes, but it
Yeah.
is it's so fun. Like and it never ends. It's like when I discover one thing, it leads me to another. Like ghosts
Yes.
led me to mediums, and mediums led me to witches, and witches led me
Mhm.
to remote viewing, and now it's just it never ends. It's crazy, and I don't think anybody is gonna find the answers, and I don't think it's meant for anybody to. It's just the
No.
search is just the fun part, you know?
Yes, and we're on this energetic roadmap. I love the way you were connecting all
Yeah,
of those energies in your path. Yeah.
it's crazy. I don't think it ever ends, and I think death is just the start, honestly. That's how I've noticed it, and, like, when we die, that's just gonna be another start.
Death is a new beginning
It is.
in so many facets. Yeah.
It should be celebrated in the same way that birth is celebrated, if
Yes.
not more, because you're going on the other side. You get to see what's all the fun stuff is at.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. And we see it all happening. I always
Exactly.
say that to my clients. I'm like, they see everything. Like, they'll share something and they're like, what? And I'm like, they see everything. Like, they're validating. They see you.
It's gotta be refreshing being on being able to see both sides of the coin.
Yes.
It's gotta be
Yeah.
validating.
Hmm.
That's so cool. This is a really fun episode to film. I'm glad you came on, Amanda.
Thank
I was
you
just thinking
so
about your name. I was
much.
just like, this is so fun. I love these conversations, and I think this is gonna resonate with a lot of people. I think a lot of people are gonna be
Thank
attracted to your
you.
vibe because your vibe is like gravity. Like you get it. Like, and it's refreshing.
Oh, thank you. I have chills as you're saying that. I have, like I said, so much gratitude, and this was so much fun. I was excited and hyped up all day. So,
Right?
yeah.
I'm
Oh,
glad.
yes. Thank you for this.
Of course. But one more time, where can people find you
Yeah,
on Instagram?
absolutely. So, it's at Aries, Aries, Moon Crystals.
And her Instagram is really fun. So you're gonna wanna come exchange energy with Amanda. She is amazing. And thank you again, Amanda. You're honestly the best.
Oh, thank you, Randy. So are you. This was fantastic, and I look forward to seeing you again.
Of course. Maybe we do this again in the future because you never know.
Sure, absolutely. Thank you again.
Of course. But
All
I hope you
right.
have a great rest of your day. Thank you, everybody, for watching. This is season 2, episode 12 of Purgatory Club. I'll catch everybody on the next one.
Have a good night.
You too. Take it easy.
All right, bye bye.